Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute potpourri of brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth, all aimed at promoting the brand idea. I'm Ogali Abikele Mafuru.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Good to have you back. First on Marketing Edge on TV, as brand news, where we bring you the latest occurrences around brands and in the field of advertising, marketing, and communication in Nigeria and around the world. Now on brand news. Latest report from the World Advertising Research Center, WARC, has revealed a possible decline of global advertising growth by $90 billion, representing 4.3% downgrade from last year. According to the global agency, the video streaming sector is set to grow faster than the total ad market this year by 7.0% down from 8.4% in 2022. Broadcast-owned streamers are also set to grow their advertising income this year by 5.2%, down from 9.7% last year, reaching $18.5 billion in 2023, as linear TV is expected to grow by 3.6%, representing $180 billion. Marketing professionals will soon be able to get the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria (ARCON) certification as a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between the EPES Advertising Regulatory Agency and the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria (NIMN) is set for implementation this year. The Director General of the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria (ARCON), Dr. Olalekan Fadolapo, who made the disclosure during an interview with Marketing Edge, stated that the partnership is aimed at bridging the gap and facilitating cross-pollination of ideas, which will accelerate the growth of the industry. According to him, the MOU, which will be ready for implementation by the first quarter of this year, will focus on capacity building and make membership easy and attainable for marketers. With this part, marketing professionals can become registered members of ARCON after fulfilling certain criteria stated in the MOU. As practitioners in the integrated marketing communications industry gradually settle into the new year, President of the Experiential Marketers Association of Nigeria, ESMAN, Mr. Tunji Adeyinka, has expressed optimism for the year 2023. Speaking to Marketing Edge, the ESMAN boss, who affirmed that the last 2 years were accompanied with myriad of challenges that forced professionals to creatively rethink their operational strategies and birth innovative solutions that deliver optimally to clients' expectations, stated that customer centrism will be vital for survival this year. According to him, experiential marketers will in 2023 focus on retooling and rechanneling resources to areas of growth opportunities, as well as consolidating on existing efforts to improve on their operations. Amid startling economic forecast for 2023 from the International Monetary Fund (IMF), which predicts that global economy will be greatly challenged with a third of the world's economy in recession, consumers have expressed optimism that the Nigerian economy will rebound this year, even as inflation currently sits at 21.47%, according to the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS). The consumers who decried the harsh economic realities exacerbated by the Russian-Ukrainian war and fuel crisis expressed hopes that the economy will rebound this year if the government takes proactive steps to mitigate the adverse effect of external forces through effective policy formulation and implementation. The consumers who spoke separately to Marketing Edge explained that the rise in inflation is biting hard as they had to drastically reduce their purchase over the last 1 year, which has significantly affected consumption behavior. They expressed optimism that with effective policy formulation and implementation, food prices will fall despite gloomy economic predictions. But that was brand news. Next is branding focus after this break.
Esther, you're late again. Esther?
She's a wandering light in the darkness. She's beautiful.
Esther.
She never let her mama down. She's beautiful. She know the fear. She know they ever got a hand for her.
No phones at the table, please.
Oh,
Esther.
oh.
I love you too.
So
Got everything? Don't forget I'll pick you at 4.
I love you.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now on branding focus. The year 2022 has been described by most professionals in the integrated marketing communications industry as one that tested the innovative and creative capabilities of practitioners and how they responded to the highly volatile and challenging ecosystem. Despite the economic downturn, however, the industry recorded great strides more than it's ever had in years. A major milestone for the advertising industry was the promulgation of the advertising law and the name change of the FS Advertising Regulatory Agency from the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria APCON to the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria ALCON, as well as introduction of the Advertising Industry Standards of Practice ISOP. This was closely followed by a series of regulatory frameworks and guidelines, which the Director General of the agency, Dr. Lalekon Fadolapo, stated was geared towards repositioning the industry for growth by ensuring strict adherence to ethical standards. Some of these regulations include the mandatory submission of advertising materials for vetting before exposure, particularly for digital content creators and political campaign materials, and compulsory use of a minimum of 75% cumulative local content of all advertising and marketing communication in the country. The new advertising regime was accompanied with several town hall meetings to engage with key stakeholders to drive deep understanding of the law and compliance. ALCON held the second edition of its National Advertising Conference, which drew an array of industry titans across the industry, as well as government officials. What's more, sectoral bodies also leveraged the year 2022 to deepen their core objectives and crystallize the corporate and individual goals of members. The Outdoor Advertising Association of Nigeria, OAN, held the maiden edition of its annual awards with 12 categories where it launched a book that chronicled the historical and legendary journey of the association, including its growth, challenges, and success stories. The compendium titled OH Advertising Practice in Nigeria was unveiled as part of activities to mark the maiden edition of OAN 2022 Conference, Exhibition and Awards, which held at Marriott Hotel, Ikeja, Lagos. The Advertisers Association of Nigeria advanced in a bid to cover the rest of Africa, repositioned its annual awards as a continental award for marketing practitioners and organizations across the continent, rechristened it as Advan African Awards for Marketing Excellence. To showcase the rich African heritage and celebrate iconic brands and marketing personalities in the continent, the event held amidst glitz and glam in celebration of hard work and outstanding performance. The Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, a leading and most populated branch of the Institute of the country, held the 7th edition of the Lagos Public Relations Industry Gala and Awards La Priga, where it recorded the highest number of participants in the history of the awards. The year 2022 also witnessed the 10th edition of the prestigious Marketing Edge Awards of Excellence, which was a symbolic and iconic display of resilience and doggedness in the history of integrated marketing communications and beyond. As a remarkable water shield in the honors of the awards, the event has continued to generate talkability long after the occasion. Other major events include appointments as Coca-Cola Nigeria appointed Yusuf Mutala as Marketing Director, Friesland Campina Wamco Nigeria appointed Andre Joe Muzegu as Independent Non-Executive Director, Nestle Nigeria appointed Rukewe Toka as its Category Development Manager, Eat and Go Limited appointed Ilda Hassan as its Chief Operating Officer, amongst others. Overall, practitioners in the IMC industry advanced conversations around accelerating technological adoption while unanimously agreeing that it is a necessity for survival. As the industry looks to a more impactful experience this year, digitization is projected to take the center stage of major initiatives. Well, that was Branding Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we have interactions with distinguished personalities who have contributed immensely to the development and growth of brands. Well, this week we'll be continuing on the conversation we started last week with the president of the Media Independent Practitioners Association of Nigeria, MIPAN, and vice president of the International Advertising Association, IAA Nigerian chapter, Mr. FEMI ADELUSI, after this break.
Easy motion. Blow on motion.
Make your dog one network. That's more shaking the red jaja. What they say, my God, Dalu Adupe. Better day, oh, your work and play. Better service, better network. Data limited, Jaburata.
Better don't come, make una dance. Better future, better service. Glow unlimited, better. Better don't come, better business for Nigeria, for Africa, and the world. Adupe.
From all of us at Glow, we wish you joy unlimited. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
So as MIPAN president, what is the association doing to assist members to deliver value to their clients?
What we are doing, what we have done in the past 5-10 years as MIPAN, we continue to stay ahead in terms of scientific planning. So talking about data, talking about technology, and where we need to be educating our people, engaging and having conversations across the industry, seeking investors, even competitions that help to throw out this technology. So, for example, participating in pitch sessions, right? Organizing bid and tenders, right? Involving leading research companies globally, and looking for solutions. So we've had pitches in which top research companies have been challenged with some of these gaps to say what are the solutions, how much will it cost to fund. Where we've struggled the most is finding the investment, right? Finding the right level of investment to bring these researches and these ideas to life, which was why when the government showed the interest, for example, in this area, in the area of funding, and I mean, MIPAN as a body was very open and anxious to support, so we have always been in the forefront of uncovering technology and data that allow us to do much more scientific planning. But the challenge has always been having the right kind of investment to bring these ideas to life.
You're also the chairman of the heads of advertising sectorial groups, yes. I would like to get your thoughts about the recent, advertising reforms, the new advertising law.
And there are a few different laws. Maybe if we need to be a bit more specific as to which ones now. But I think I have a unique responsibility in this, an opportunity to be able to engage key stakeholders as chairman of the Heads of Advertising Sectorial Group. And so we have a forum as the president of all the various sectorial bodies where we discuss and meet. And we also debate, I must also say, on how to move forward. Mm-hmm. So the advantage is that we have a forum that allows us to talk and to hear what each party is saying. So, for example, the advertiser sometimes has a unique point of view that is different from the agency, because at the end of the day, they think about so many other things. that impact their business. So, for example, exchange rate, raw materials, clearing of getting things across, security, distribution. Of course, advertising is one piece of everything that the advertiser has to think about. So he's concerned about cash flow. He's thinking that. So when we have conversation on credit line, for example, or payment of retainership fees versus, what pitch fees are meant to say, sometimes the point of views are different. Okay. But as agency also, there are uniqueness in the service that we offer, right? And the fact that we also work in an ecosystem that also involve other vendors and radio, TV stations, out of home owners, and voiceover artists and content providers who are to a large extent small size businesses. So we need to look at the entire ecosystem to say, how do we balance the advertiser's view, the agency's view, and the other key important stakeholders like stations and content providers and other vendors, right? Voiceover artists, the models, right? How do we ensure that everybody's interest is protected? What that means is that there needs to be shifting of position. So how do we find the middle point, right? So it's not skewed in one particular direction, but we can find a place that is a sweeter spot where everybody at least can continue to run an efficient and successful business. So my role is in bringing the key parties to get all of us to be able to shift in our own individual comfort positions to what are positions that are much more, that is more considerate and thoughtful about the other. Okay, so if we say, for example, Nigerian market, a 90 days credit is not acceptable because of the uniqueness, the fact that, there's no access to credit, we've got small size businesses, and all of these factors. And we have a huge historical debt problem as well. But maybe a 30 days is also too small because of the process that the advertiser has to go through in producing and bringing this product to market and distribution and sales, selling to consumers or customers, and before you get the funds back and put back into the process again. So what is the middle point, right? That ensures that all the key parties can still run their business. So I think that's where I sit, and we continue to encourage. A lot of the regulations have very good intentions, and we need to look at them one by one to be able to agree on which are the best middle points in this. But the regulation is there; it's law, and we all, are guided. Like a lot of agencies belong to sectoral bodies who are under the ACON regulation. And if there's a law, right, we need to, while exploring ways in which we can, find middle ground, but we still need to work within the confines of the laws of today, right? And then we can then engage the regulator in future to see if there could be areas where there could be amendments or changes. But the law is the law as of today. If it says maximum is 45 days, then we need to respect it. If it says we need to pay a pitch fee for ideas that are put, then we need to live by it. The law also has options. So, for example, in the area of service fee, where there are recommended service fee for different sectoral bodies, but there are also retainership fee options as well. Okay, but there are a lot of positive sides to the regulations around processes, how agencies are engaged, the process for hiring and firing, the process for reporting, the process announcement of payments, when payments are made, when payments have to pass to third-party suppliers. So there are a lot of strong positive sides to the regulations. But of course, there are areas where there are still some conversations or controversies, and we need to keep discussing to see how do we make sure that at least we arrive at middle grounds that works for everyone. But let me say this. There will always be, for most times when there are laws or regulations sometimes there will always be pushback or need for further engagement. So the engagement process needs to be an ongoing process. If you look at key markets that we all refer to as best case studies, like South Africa, like, even the India, let's not go too far, it took them also years of engagement and discussions, or even sometimes debates to arrive where they are right now. And I think that's, we must not give up on that continuous engagement and discussion to find the middle point. As much as possible, I would think we should avoid the route of the legal systems and the complexity of going to court, and rather sit at the table to see how do we find the middle point. But if it has to get to that point for us to move forward in some, but I think the more we're able to limit that, the better. But if it has to get to those extent in certain cases, for us to find the right path forward, I guess, then the process has to take its own place. But I see a lot of positive intentions, and that's why a lot of members of MIPAN, for example, AAA or experiential marketing agencies, Xman and OAN, are very pro a lot of these laws or these regulations that we see, because we think that building a healthy ecosystem is very important. There are so many content producers, radio stations, skit producers, voiceover artists, models. There's so many people who are connected to us in one way or the other. And we need to think about this and the impact that these decisions are having on their businesses. So that's why this is very important to all the stakeholders to continue to engage and to explore ways in which we can move the industry forward.
Okay. I would love to hear what you've been up to with your different agencies. I see that there's one that's new on the block. Can you tell us more about DigiBridge? Oh,
yeah. Thank you very much. So we run a marketing communications group now. Of course, we are known mostly by our media business, which is Brand Eye Media. We're a local brand, but I believe we build credibility, and we've been able to compete even with foreign affiliated agencies, winning international and local businesses as well. I was listening to an article or I was reading a write-up by a leading icon in the marketing communications industry, Mr. Udeme Ufot, and he was saying that the days where having a global affiliation and that giving you a strong advantage over a local agency, that the days are going, and that's really quite correct. Yeah. So we're happy that we've been able to grow a healthy local business over the past 7 years. We see growth in our business. We've also diversified into experiential marketing. So we've got an experiential marketing agency who's also recognized by ACON, corporate member, also recognized by the experiential market, Xman as well. So that's progress as a business group. The baby in the block is digital agencies. The conversation we had, digital is the future. We've had clients over the years who've also requested for services in this area. We used to work with a digital agency as a partner, but our business has grown and it's gotten to a point where we saw the need, we saw unique opportunities in the digital space, and so we've invested in people, in technology, in tools that can position us also to offer even incremental service to clients in this area. So DigiBridge is the newest member of our group. We've got the business is led by a digital transformation director who's had experience in tech in the client side and also in the agency side as well, and has been able to build a strong team over the past 12 months. The good thing is also we've had good recognitions by the top digital platform, the likes of Meta and Google, and key strategic partners, and so we're growing the business in this direction. We're really excited about it. What I'll say is just look out, watch out, keep your eyes on us. Some exciting things are coming.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
I look forward to all the exciting things that
Me too.
for DigiBreed. Well, thank you so much for being with us on Industry Conversation.
My pleasure.
We hope to have future conversations with you, and let's see more of the impact that DigiBreed is bringing on board.
Thank you.
So that is it on Industry Conversation. Don't want to join us same time next week for another interactive time. I'm Ogali Abikele Mafrum. Bye for now.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Hello there. It's a brand new quarter and your favorite TV program, CAC Weekly, is about to unveil new innovations fresh from the Nigerian Company Registry. Now, have you heard of the Extensible Business Reporting Language XBRL standard for filing of electronic financial statements? Do you also know that there's so much that you can do on your own on the company's registration portal, CRP, from the comfort of your home or your office? Because the CRP offers end-to-end electronic registration solution for accredited customers and the general public to initiate and complete pre-registration and post-registration applications electronically, online filing of annual returns, online registration of limited liability partnership and limited partnership. See you there.
It's been 3 decades of statehood in Yobe State, coupled with steady growth and development in all areas. A decade-long Boko Haram insurgency has also hampered the steady rise to greatness in the pride of the Sahel. But it's time for continuity, consolidation and innovation in Yobe State. Watch as Governor Mai Malabuni builds on progress made by past administrations and breaks new grounds with fresh projects and programs on Impact Yobe. Impact Yobe on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. and Thursdays 12:30 p.m. on TVC News. Join us.
It's not your regular show. It's an online interactive session where we share my views on the everyday issues that cut across politics, security, health, current affairs, governance, and so much more. I am passionate about our country. I choose to support any conversation geared towards building a better Nigeria. Babajide Kolaji Otitoju. Join me every Saturday on TVC News YouTube channel as I discuss Nigeria and the world at large on the show Issues with Jide.